This here is my most viewed video. Back then I wanted to make two videos. One video to simply show that it's possible, and the other one would be the strat video. But I never did the other one, I only made the strat video. When we look at the comments, there's also a lot of great stuff here. This feels like a Breath of the Wild exploit. Imagine doing all that just for a blue rupee. 2007 YouTube, how to use bombs to circumvent Epona. 2022 YouTube, how to use Epona to circumvent bombs. I didn't know this was even possible, you mad genius. Pretty sure I had a no logic seed where this had a bomb bag in it and it was the only one that wasn't on the moon. And Goa needed bombs too. Yet another interesting strat. Another strat I would have never imagined could exist. Go Pushy. This one here was great. The Legend of Pushy, Breath of the Exploit. So you are telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Is that you, Caligula? I've seen everything now. You definitely didn't saw everything. This comment here was interesting because of the word re-records. Normally we see this word used in TAS videos, but I make my videos in real time, which means that I simply sit here with my controller and play and record it. But for some stuff I also use save states, of course, because it's way too hard. And this is what I said. I didn't want to have the RNG in the video, but I thought it was better that way. The first one took between 20 to 30 and the second one about 15, but the first one was a bit meaner. Magic dropped several times, but always far to the side so that I always went past it. The good old times. This is also one of my favorite explanations that I gave. Something I also want to say here is that this video is not just about Epona on ice, it also shows Epona push to get into the grotto. Before this video became my most viewed video was the Seam Walk. This comment here was really great. Truly, this was the inspiration for Skyrim. I really want to know if this person ever really tried it. Even though this video is 2 minutes long and this is only 35 seconds long, the Seam Walk video took way more time to make because of how precise it is. And this also shows that if you put more effort into a video, it doesn't directly mean that it gets more views than other videos. Path to Ekana Grotto as Zoa. Even though this video is not perfect, it's still one of the best videos I ever made. And just like with the two Epona videos, I was the first one who ever showed this strat. This specific video here is really interesting because in this video there's an editing mistake. Here you can see the angle that I have to make this jump possible, and normally I use the R button here as my visual cue. But I think I was working on a different video and that's why it copied the wrong numbers for the zoom because it's zooming down to the clock. I also saw some people making the exact same video also with this zoom, even though this is not the best visual cue. The best visual cue is the R button here. But for some reason they all copied this editing mistake here with the wrong zoom, which is in some way really sad to see. Invert Stone Tower Temple without elegy. This is also one of the biggest videos I ever made, and I was also the first one who showed it. I can't really say that this specific video is a great one. One reason is that this video already existed. I think PTB made it, and I simply recorded the strat by myself to upload it to YouTube, but there's still nothing special about this video. Zora Hall Coast Grotto as Zoa. This is also one of the biggest videos I ever made. I'm really not surprised that the leading doggy video got so many views. Invert Stone Tower with hook/hover. Even today I would say that this video here is one of the biggest videos I ever made. It's simply such a good strat. This specific video here always makes me sad in some way, because of a specific post on Discord. And here's what I mean. I thought I was the one that actually showed him some FD stuff, like the pre-boss Woodfall Temple. I would say that Xeno meant me, and in some way this makes me really sad because I really want to see great stuff. But there's also the fact that many videos that I uploaded, I either recorded them or simply figured them out way earlier. The missing link is a ROM hack, and I think I was one of the first one who did a 100% playthrough, so I'm also not surprised that it got a lot of views. This is also one of my favorite videos, the one with the fish walk. Lullaby skip with remote hook/hover is also one of the best videos I ever made. And then we have a video like this here, Snow White Temple Bridge Room, jump with Bunny Hood, plus sword, Deco Stick Red Heavy Sword. In some way this video really doesn't deserve this high amount of views. I expected the sword/extension video to go big, and this is what happened. This video here was really great, the April Fool's video. There's so much going on in this video, just watch it. It's so stupid. And also this stylish jump here over the projectile there. This was also really cool. And I also like the ending of this video. This here. How I turned around there. This was really great. The like Heartbeats without Zoa is also one of those holy grails when we think about Majora's Mask. And for some reason I was also the first one who found this strat. Go to Ekana Pillar Chest with bombs and Zoa. This video is so old. In some way this video is crazy. Not just because it's one of my first videos that I ever made, but also because of the stuff that's going on inside the video. But there you can already see how I was thinking back then, in 2019. Zora Hall Torch with Action Swap. If I remember correctly, this strat already existed back then, even before I made a video about it, but I think it didn't have a setup for it. And that's why I tried to make a setup video. Sacred Shrine with Spring Water is also one of those really big videos that I made. Many times before I record a video, I try to find this specific thing on YouTube or so, and so many times I couldn't find anything, and this is one of them. This video also took way more effort to make compared to other videos that I made. And one thing is all the hovers. I had to do the entire strat many times. The first thing we need to do is to clip out of this room. but in such a way that we don't end up in another room. And then all these hovers here. It's possible to make this strat 100% consistent if you buffer all these hovers, for example, so that every hover is exactly the same, but I didn't buffer anything or so. I did everything by feel, and I also had to count all these hovers before recording it. And I think I was also the first one who ever showed this strat. The fun with inverted stone tower temple doors is also one of my favorite videos. Ooh, the Igor room, all items as Zoa. This is also one of my favorite videos. Not just because everything looks really cool, but also because I cleared the entire room as Zoa. And also look how cool this here looks. I jumped here and got the perfect angle to jump up here, as you can see. And then the gainer, not in the corner, which means I only had one frame to do it. And then I was also able to show this here, killing it with the C-up. It's a really cool video. Elegy without fire arrows, no hovering. In some way this video makes me really sad because of something from Discord. Here we can see Chrisling saying no more hovering explosives needed, and here we can see the video. Normally we had to hover up here, but Chrisling stored a ground jump, and then he used it to get on top of the throne here with the jump slash. And when I saw this, I recorded my video, in which I skipped all of this stuff because we can simply climb up on the throne, as you can see here. You can simply climb up on this side. Not on this side or on this side, but from the front we can climb up. And this made Chrisling's video in some way useless. Besides the jump, you need to think of it like this. There's a really hard strat, and then someone makes it better, and right after I made a better version of it. Way easier, way less steps needed, way less items needed, and in some way it makes me sad because this was not the first time this happened. Ooh, the hybrid forms. Back then I was messing around with the rando beta version, as I wrote here, and I thought I found something new, but I didn't. It was already found by someone else many years ago. And if we look at the title here, hybrid forms, I'm not surprised that it got a lot of views. Grave 3 SO was also one of the biggest ones I made. It's so easy. Oh, the Pirate Fortress Sewers video. This also makes me sad in some way, because of Discord. I think this was the start of this discussion. So we said she was messing around with the Pirate Fortress Sewers deco clip, and she managed to clip through the ceiling in the opposite direction, how it's usually done. And then there was some talking going on here. I've spent a fair amount of time over the years trying to do this, and I've never managed to do it. And if we look at the date here, it was February 8th, or 8th February. And there was some more talking going on. And then a few days later, I made a video and showed the clip from the other side. And then this here. Over 6 years and finally have a video of it. And in some way this makes me sad. I don't know how much testing they did back then, but when we think about that the trick was found in 2015, and there was also a script going on to find specific stuff here, and none of them clipped on that side. And then there's me who simply uploaded a video 2 days later, also with a 100% consistent setup. In a situation like this here, where a lot of testing was done, even with Lua script stuff and so, and then I simply made a video. A situation like this makes me really sad in some way. Or the Wong Warp to Adolva, or Sonata skip. This video is one of the biggest videos I ever made, and it only got 1100 views. This entire video took so long to make, not just because it's nearly 8 minutes long, but also because of all the stuff that's happening there. This video definitely deserves way more views than just 1000 views. There's so much going on in that video, and this is also one of the videos that took the most amount of time and effort to make, and then only 1000 views. Stockpot in mask as Zoa plus magic. I can imagine that this is one of the things that so many people search on YouTube or so, simply because I don't know how to hit the masks, because we can't use items inside. It's one of those really situational videos. Here's the other all items as Zoa video. I cleared the entire room with Zoa, and it's also one of my favorite videos. Sonata of Awakening as Deku with the Wong Warp. That's also one of my favorite videos, even though the C-up setup in this video to clip into the wall is inconsistent, because I forgot to get in and out of C-up a few times to make the game consistent. And for many years I wanted to remake this video, because of this inconsistent part, but I never did. The hookslide thing also makes sense, simply because of the title, that it has so many views. And then we have a video like this here. Does no attempt to be case skippers go on? This is one of those videos where I really don't know why it wasn't found earlier. It's only 6 seconds long and there's nearly nothing going on. Just a backwalk to clip through the door. A kinda Canyon access with hook/hover and 0 A-presses. The A-press videos were really fun. And I can imagine that it got a lot of views because of the Discord server. I'm also still surprised that this is one of the videos that you can't see anymore because it's on private. But back then when I started with YouTube I did Let's Plays with glitches. And this is my most viewed Let's Play part. I put this video here on unlisted because it's not needed anymore. This is another one of those videos where I really don't know why it wasn't found earlier. This video here was interesting because, if I remember correctly, I managed to accidentally find the exact same setup as someone else. I can be wrong about this here, but I think I'm the first one who showed that we can unload the water here in this room to get the underwater chests. As we can see here, the water's unloaded, and I think I was the first one who ever showed this. But there are so many videos that are basically impossible to find on YouTube or Google, so I'm not surprised if there would be a video from many years ago that already showed it. You kinda can with Forms and Zoa, also one of my first videos, and it's such a great video. Pause buffering 422 times to invert Stone Tower Temple with 0 A-presses. This video took so much time, and it only has 600 views. Here I wrote about it, I failed so hard trying this strat. Dolphin gave me some problems, tried making a recording in Dolphin, recording my inputs while using save states, still problems, but I managed to get it to work after 2 days. So now we have a full video of the full strat. Yeah, recording inputs or so, this always crashed and desynced, this was complete hell. But this is also one of the videos that took the most amount of effort and time to get it done. Whipping out the pause button like a champ, nice. Yeah, this video here went crazy back then, the centrist video, but it simply looks interesting. The Wrench Boulder A-clip video, also with a handcam, is also one of the craziest videos I ever made. Not just because it's one of the first videos I made about glitch stuff, but also because it's the A-slide, and I did it with my hands instead of buffering it. I really like the thumbnail here. This video here was also great. So many people said that ice arrows are so useless, but I used ice arrows to clip into the turtle's hitbox to reach the loading zone, to get into the temple. The Epona video here is also one of my favorite videos. There's so much going on. Maybe I'm also wrong about this, but back then when I searched for it, I couldn't find anything about hookshot on Epona like this. I can imagine that people never really thought about. The thing about this is that when it comes to the question why we can't use the hookshot on Epona and why we can use it sometimes, it has something to do with the game and Link's position and so, if he counts as on ground or not. And this is something that you can notice. If you jump down, or you are simply in the air, and you try to use the hookshot, you can't use it. It simply doesn't want to shoot. But if you stand on the ground, you can use the hookshot. And this gave me the idea to use any items on Epona to slash my way to the ground here. And then I simply mount Epona again. And this way, Link counts as on the ground. And this means that we can use the hookshot. And this can lead to stuff like this here. This glitchy stuff. The Shrinking Fish is also one of my favorite videos. Ooh, the Deco Soldier video. In some way I don't want this video to have many views, because it's just a video in which I used a few different cheat codes. So it's nothing special. But because of how cool it looks in some way, it definitely deserves some views. There's also something special about this video, but I'm not telling you what it is. I'm surprised that this video has so many views. Or another A-Press video. It was really fun to work on this stuff. The go and pound into in video, there was something going on Discord and then I made a video, but I put it on unlisted sometime later because it got way too many views for what the video is. Other videos deserve way more views and this is definitely one of the videos that doesn't need this high amount of views. That's why I put it on unlisted. Oh, this video here. This video was crazy, not just because I used something new, and this is the bottle aiming here. Of course people played around with it, but I used it in a way no one ever did before. And then there's this here, moving around, or like slashing around, out of bounds, all the way into the pre-boss room. And to make this work I had to memorize the entire path, counting the slashes, memorizing how I need to move the stick to not clip back and bounce. This video was a lot of effort. And then also the fact that the angle I got here for the clip, it has to work for both things. Clipping into this wall here, and also clipping into the other wall, which means I need to clip through a wall like this, but I also need to be able to clip into this wall there, like this. And this position there gave the perfect angle. This video definitely deserves more views. It's really interesting to see that these two April videos have nearly the same amount of views. That's crazy. This video here is also great because I showed something really interesting. If you finish the minigame here and you don't get a reward from her in Termina Field, then she is waiting in front of the house on the ranch. I couldn't find anything about this back then.